Okay, so let's talk about some of the, just a couple of applications that are on the J3400. The first one is the motion dashboard. I refer to it as one-stop shopping to change your user settings. So as a best practice, whenever you go to use a tablet, a couple things you should do is, if it's not, mine's not powered on, as you can see, because I have a battery icon down here. I usually like to hover over the battery icon and it will tell me how much battery life I have left. I have 78%. If I double tap on it, it'll say, in Vista it's telling me one battery has 97, the other one has 58% remaining, and my power plan is motion optimized. Again, this is Vista. You may have XP on your J3400. Okay, if I want to, for example, my screen is very bright right now. I'm working in a kind of a dimmed environment, office environment, so I want to reduce my display. As I stated earlier, the second button up from the directional bar, directional button, just a press and release will bring up the motion dashboard. Okay, this is the motion dashboard. So, if I want to dim my display, as you can see, it's almost about halfway. I can bring it down. Or if I'm in a very bright environment, like working in a hospital environment that has bright fluorescent bulbs, I can bring it up all the way if I'm working outside, a job site, so forth. But normally you can keep it down about here. The brightness preference, when it's set to dynamic, that activates the ambient light sensor on the top right here, which will vary your brightness depending on your environment. Below that is your display scheme. Right now I'm tablet only, but if I wanted to connect this to a monitor, I could either mirror it or extend it with the tablet or the monitor being primary. There's also a feature that allows you to helps you to extend your battery life by dimming the display after a certain amount of time of inactivity. The default is about 15 seconds. You know, I usually like to put it at about 5 minutes. That's fine. If you need help with the dashboard, the question mark, or tap on the question mark will bring up the help utility, and it will also show you the revision of dashboard that you have as well, which is important because we do have updates of dashboard we release from time to time. So on the left side of the categories, this is the display for the audio, where we can increase or decrease your speaker volume, mute it. As you know, we have 3 microphones on the J3400, one in this corner here, one on the opposite side, and one right on top of the ambient light sensor. As you know, one of the features of the J3400 is that it accepts your voice and will convert it to text or speech recognition. There are other applications you can use as well to do that. You can also record audio notes. Wide 3 microphones. When you're in landscape mode, these 2 are active and will capture your voice. When you're in portrait mode, these 2 will capture your voice as well. One thing I didn't cover on the display was you can rotate your display. So before we start, if you remember our old products, we had a button down here to rotate the display. Now it's done via the dashboard. You can see it's going to go into portrait mode, and I'll bring it back around. There we go. Those are the 2 orientations. Why doesn't it rotate the other way? Well, like I stated earlier, we have microphones up here, microphones probably wireless, antennas here across the top, so we don't want that next to your body, and we have another one down here. So we just have 2 rotation schemes. So here's your audio, here's your microphones. You can adjust your microphone volume here. Coming down, pen and tablet is very important. If you'll notice, when I bring my pen close to the screen, it's it lines up almost perfect with the icon on the screen. If that's off, it's very hard to use the pen. So coming into pen and tablet, you can calibrate the digitizer. And what that will do is, if you very carefully get a bullseye in each corner at the crosshair, what that will do is recalibrate the angle of the pen, the way you use it, to the digitizer, so you're calibrated properly, and you can navigate and move around your application a lot quicker, easier, better, and so forth. All right, so that's the calibration. Tablet PC settings. Just some settings for the display. Handedness, if you're a left-handed person using a lot of handwriting recognition, you can swap the handedness out and so forth, so you make it left-handed. You can also calibrate from here as well. pen and input device. If you're having a hard time tapping and opening applications, you come into here and you can say, okay, double tap settings, and you'll take a test, and you'll notice that when I tap, the door will open and close. So if you tap too slow, it doesn't work, you can bring the speed down, adjust the speed. My suggestion is to use this device for at least 30 days until you master using the pen, or a couple of weeks, what have you. If you're still having issues, come into the pen and tablet and the pen input devices, and you can change your settings. Wireless, I'm not using Bluetooth, so I have it disabled. Here's your 802.11, and I have a mobile broadband card, a WWAN card installed, so I can come in and I could tap on here to activate it, and then run the application to connect it to the carrier. Power, and from here you can see you have displays your remaining charge. We have 74%. Here's the power plan. Right now we're set for motion optimized. You tap on the down arrow to open up the menu. If you're doing something like streaming video, you can put on high performance. Below that, you can set the power button to do something, whether it's on battery or plugged in. And I have it set to do nothing, so when I press the power button on the side, it does not turn the tablet off. But what you can do is you can set it for sleep, hibernate, and shut down. Again, you have the option between switch the power switch and battery and when it's plugged in. Security is for setting up the motion data guard. If you have a hard drive, I'm running a solid state drive, so I do not have motion data guard activated. But if you have a spindle drive in there, a motion data guard will allow you to, you can enable it, and the sensitivity medium is a good setting. And if there's any sudden drops, it will minimize the shock impact on the hard drive, get the heads off the platter, so you reduce the chances of having a crash. We also have the Windows Security Center. Motion OmniPass is to set up your fingerprint reader, and you can do a virtual business card setup as well from here. So this is the motion dashboard. Tap next to close it.